Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Verdane. And today, I have another movie review for you folks. Yeah, it's gonna be a low budget film. It's from the past, long ago. And yes, cheaply made. It's a Western film this time. I feel like I don't review enough Western films, but I do have a lot to cover, actually. It's on my to-do list. So, yes, this is taking a notebook, technically, but I'm kind of my to-do list anyway because I have a lot of movies covered. A good chunk of this is Western movies, and yeah, they will have a lot to get through. I'm not going to review every single one right away, so I'll get to the others when I get to them, I guess. But anyway, the Western film I'm going to be talking about is the one called Days of Jesse James. Yep, you heard me right. Days of Jesse James. Well, that's one I have not talked about lately, really. Ever, I mean, I've spoken about Jesse James before, whom appeared in quite a lot of these Western films. And yeah, he did appear in a lot of these, low budget features. So I just want to talk about more of the obscured Western films because those are those I do prefer watching, really. If I'm gonna be honest here. But yeah, I'm gonna use this as an excuse to talk about that because it's been a good while since I spoke about Jesse James anyway. I mean, yes, I do realize that the way he's depicted on film is different than how he was in real life. I mean, technically, he is still an outlaw in his films, but whatever. But anyway, he's kind of he's more of like a heroic outlaw in these movies. I guess just to give somebody to root for, I guess. But anyway, whatever. I'm just gonna review this as a movie because that's that's what it is. It's a damn movie. Alright, yada yada yada. As usual, let's get into the plot, shall we? So here we go, folks. Yes, sir. So in Days of Jesse James, of course, like many of the others, we get to see that there was this bank robbery, and let's just say that it gets done. And but the thing is that, uh, let's just say it starts off kind of differently because this heist kind of a thing is done by the bank officials themselves, and not the usual criminals or whatever you might think of. So there's these railroad representatives. Let's just say they want to force these farmers to give up the land the railroad is going to be going through, giving them quite a bit land, I guess, what, $1 per square land or whatever, much less than the fair price for it, of course, because I guess they're a bunch of assholes. But when they come to Jesse James' house, let's just say there was this individual whom is told by James that his mother is the farm's owner, and let's just say he repeatedly tries to force her into selling something, of course, until the other son, Frank, gets involved. Frank fights and easily beats this individual, but James shoots somebody in the hand in self-defense, of course. But let's just say when the arrest warrants are issued for Frank and James, the major, let's just say this individual, this editor in nearby place, and this uncle character, and there's also something about James' lover also become closely tied to the story, and let's just say things do become rather even crazier. So yeah, there's plenty of going on in this little movie here, folks. It's not very long, really. but that's fine. So I did like how it's very fast paced, of course. So it never got boring, that's for sure. So I mean, there's other things I want to talk about, but like I often said, spoilers are rarely in my channel. So anyway, I kind of want to use this as an excuse to talk about some old movies that hardly anybody would talk about if anybody knows about some of these movies. I know lots of movies I've reviewed before that no one really knew about, if at all. So this was my choice to expose this kind of thing to them, of course, to the public or whoever's watching this. I mean, so it's really crazy enough. We already have a laundry list of movies I want to review for a long laundry list. I mean, it's not just Western, of course, but I have a lots of old movies. I mean, okay, yeah, I mean, I have more well-known movies I want to talk about, but a good chunk of this, the vast majority of this, folks, my to-do list, are old movies. Really old movies that are rare. Well, most of them, anyway. So, yeah, I just want to talk about this because of that. I want to just talk about some things and whatnot. I can say that, anyway, as I was saying with this. Yeah, this one is about, what, maybe an hour and 3 minutes. So, roughly around there. So, it's pretty short. It's pretty short, I would say. In some ways, I don't mind that really. Let's just say, I did like the overall story, which basically just focused on this individual who has been sent to bring in James, of course. After the one bank is robbed, Jesse James is blamed for this, of course, and the character Roy is able to work himself into Jesse's gang. And let's just say, learning that Jesse does not want to have the bank's money, he realizes that somebody has been robbed, of course, of his own bank, posing as James. So yeah, like I said, it does get pretty crazy, folks. Roy has to pretty much set a trap for someone that he hopes would recover the money. Because, like I said, things gets pretty crazy, folks. Like it's like the whole idea here is like a victim of injustice. Maybe there's a worthless killer somewhere, I guess. I'm trying to make trying to make this movie seem exciting or whatever. But yeah, folks. I didn't mind this one too much, really. I liked it. And there's plenty of stuff to enjoy. I mean, okay, the plot line is fairly predictable, I guess, to some extent, but I didn't hate it. I did like the acting; it was pretty decent. You can tell the actor who plays Jesse James really tries to give him character, I guess, in this movie, which is fine. So anyway, I'll give this an overall rating of a 7.1 out of 10. It gets a 7.1 out of 10 for me. As always, thanks for watching, and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah.